Guys, welcome on in to another episode, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, MLB trends and betting picks, and of course the NHL game as well. We'll break down at the end of the show. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. And of course, we'll get into the recap, take a look back at what happened yesterday, and the thank you play of the day, of course, as well. And we'll just jump right into that now here. And the start of the day was not good. Not a good start to the day. Cody Bellinger had multiple chances throughout the game, but was unable to get a hit. So over 1.5 bases lost, home run lost, RBI lost. And then the start to the night slate didn't go any better. Gunnar Henderson home run was a loser. He did get one hit, plus 110. Mountcastle over 1.5 bases, plus 107, was a winner. Jordan Westberg did not play, so that bet was void. And then we go on to the thank you play of the day. So this is where things started to turn around a bit, and we will see who gets the thank you play of the day today.
It is David Fry, the hitter. The pitch, a swing and a high drive, deep left center field. It is gone.
David Fry with a huge home run in yesterday's game. And why was that huge? Well, we had him for an RBI plus 160. We also had him for over 1.5 bases plus 145. But he also really helped cash the Cleveland run line at plus 105. I guess technically it was already 3-1 before he came up to at bat. So maybe he didn't really, but he helped give some insurance runs in case Washington did try to score some. So big home run by David Fry, which started to turn the night around. Francisco Lindor over 1.5 bases plus 123 was a nice winner. He continues to hit the ball very well. His home run did not cash. 3 bases, but 2 hits, but no home run. Texas, one of the premium plays, minus 120. Not a good game. Not a good game by the Texas Rangers. Corey Seager, his home run streak did come to an end. So plus 425 was a loser. RBI was a loser. But in the top of the ninth, Corey Seager came up to bat. And instead of not getting a hit or anything all game, he got a nice double. And of course, that was the full unit MLB player prop. If you guys watch the show, you know most of the time it's half unit. Half units for the player props or quarter units. So for me to go with the full unit, I was really confident in Corey Seager. I was happy that he cashed that yesterday. Kansas City money line was a bit of a heartbreaker. They were up 3-2 going into the 7th inning when hell broke loose. San Diego scored however many runs. I think they went to 11, so I think they scored 8 runs. Kansas City in the bottom of the ninth tried to come back. Ended up getting it to 11-8, but 1-2 in the premium plays yesterday. Bobby Witt Jr. over 1.5 bases was a winner, minus 105. Vinny Pasquantino cashed his RBI plus 155 and over 1.5 bases plus 135. Didn't cash his home run prop at plus 750, but hey, when it's plus 750, you can't get too upset when it doesn't cash because we tried. We tried. And then the NHL game. What can be said about the Dallas Stars? What an awful, awful game by the Dallas Stars yesterday. I get Pete DeBoer trying to stick up for his team, but Dallas was a no-show the first 2 periods of that game, basically. Basically, they didn't show, at least definitely the first half when they had 6 shots on goal halfway through the game. They were a no-show. They deserve to be called out for that. They did not look anything like a Stanley Cup winning team. So we'll see what they can do in Game 6 because that'll be a really important game. But Wyatt Johnston deserves a thank you. So I almost made Wyatt Johnston the thank you play of the day. It was close because Kasha scoring that goal at the end of the game, plus 195 winner, was huge by Wyatt Johnston. So thank you to him. Ben unfortunately didn't get a point in that goal. If they gave out 3 assists, Ben would have got a point, but they don't. So point and over 1.5 points lost. And Freddie Freeman didn't get a hit yesterday. So ultimately a loss, but the profitable streak continues. Up 0.41, so almost half a unit yesterday. I can't complain because it pushes the profitable streak to 5 days in a row. And after the way yesterday started, I did not have much hope. I did not think at all that it was going to be a profitable night. I was looking at how many units are we about to give back because of how rough the slate started, but super happy that it turned around big time at the end of the night. Kay says hi. Hi, Kay. How's it going? Nice to see you in the chat. Yelich and Contreras went crazy yesterday. LOL, they funny. Yeah, Yelich going to get a hit for us on Thursday, but he was able to get 5 hits yesterday. So that's baseball for you. Went 5-0, first 5 inning plays. I'm surprised. Oh, there you go. Hey, first 5 innings plays are good because you're just focusing on the starting pitcher and you're not worrying about bullpen. So if they work for you, get them. Javier Assad, 6Ks, plus 129. Nice winner there. I've been cashing out baseball plays early before they lose completely. I guess you could do that, but what if you had cashed out Corey Seager over 1.5 bases yesterday, and then he hit that double in the top of the ninth? It would really hurt. So I get either way, but we will go on to today's slate. Let me bring up the spreadsheet, and we will jump right into it here with the first game happening in a few hours. So 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So lots of time for people that are rewatching the show afterwards. Mitch Keller on the mound for Pittsburgh, 6-3 with a 3.59 ERA, but he's been very good recently. His last 3 starts, all wins. Sorry, his last 4 starts, all wins. The worst start that he had was 6 innings against the Cubs, where he gave up 2 hits and 2 earned runs. His other 3 starts, he gave up 1 earned run or nothing. So in the month of May, he's 4-0 with a 1.30 ERA, 4 runs, and 27.2 innings pitched. Mitch Keller has been absolutely outstanding in his last few games. On the mound for Toronto is Jose Barrios. Or sorry, not Jose Barrios. You say Kikuchi. I'm sorry. 2-4 with a 3.25 ERA. Coming off a rough start against Detroit. A rare rough start for him. 8 hits, 5 earned runs in 3 innings. So he'll be looking to bounce back here against Pittsburgh. Looking at Pittsburgh's 2 hottest hitters right now, Brian Reynolds over 6 against Kikuchi. Reynolds also cashing the RBI at a better rate, but 1.5 bases, home runs, hits. He's starting to go cold a little bit. Nick Gonzalez for the Pirates. He's been very good for them. Hit in 9 of 10 games, multiple bases in 7 of 10. So if you are looking for a Pittsburgh player, maybe go with Nick Gonzalez. When it comes to the Blue Jays, nothing really stands out for me. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa starting to cool down a bit after that hot streak. Davis Schneider, the big home run, walk-off home run for the Jays yesterday. The issue with Schneider is he's not consistent enough. He'll have a great game, but then the next game he won't do anything, and then the next game he'll have a great game again. So he's kind of up and down. recently. Springer didn't get multiple bases in his last game, did get a hit. Overall, Springer's been playing very well, but not interested in taking any props against Mitch Keller right now because he's just playing very, very well. So I don't want to go against him. So ultimately, we'll stay off this game. Robert likes Pirates first five and full game, all plus money. Hey, the way Keller's pitching right now, I couldn't talk you off that. So ultimately, the first game of the day is a pass for me, though. No plays. We'll go on to the second game of the day, and this is not a pass. Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles here in this one. Taj Bradley on the mound for Tampa Bay, Kyle Bradish on the mound for the Orioles in this one. And we are going back to Gunnar Henderson here today. Only got one hit yesterday, didn't get the multiple bases for us. But as you can see, he's 3 for 6 against Bradley with a home run. So we'll go back to Henderson here. Over 1.5 bases for a half unit, home run for a quarter unit. And I do like him to get a hit for a parlay piece. Jordan Westberg, if he is confirmed in the lineup, I may get to his total bases prop. Actually, I can check and see if no lineups confirmed or anything yet. So have to see. Even if he does play, I might stay off and just want to see a game back for him. Make sure he's 100% and looking good, and then maybe we'll take him in his next game. But the best player against right-handed pitchers, and he's been playing very well before his injury. The rest of the Orioles here, not really interested in any of them here. Mountcastle was great for us yesterday. If you want to look at Mountcastle, over 1.5 bases, a hit in 8 of 9. So he's been consistent as well. Rutschman 1 for 6 against Bradley with a double. So ultimately going to stay off there. Stowers, no numbers against him. So for this game, we'll just go back to Gunnar Henderson once again. Robert likes Baltimore, run line, plus 130. All right. I will say I did kind of consider that, the Orioles here today, but decided just to stick with Henderson, the player props here. Going along to our next game, the White Sox and the Milwaukee Brewers here in this one. And let me get it here. Sorry, as I try to fix this. On the mound for the White Sox is Garrett Crochet, 5-5 with a 3.68 ERA on the season. Doesn't give up a lot. His last start against Baltimore, 3 hits, 2 earned runs in the loss. Previous 2 starts before that, he gave up 5 hits combined, no earned runs at all. So Crochet is definitely a bright spot for this White Sox team this season. And then on the other side is Robert Gasser, who has been excellent for the Milwaukee Brewers. 2-0 in 4 starts with a 1.96 ERA. His last start against the Cubs, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Previous start before that was his worst start against Miami. 6 hits, 10 earned runs, 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 earned runs. No decision there. But that's one little hiccup compared to 3 other really good starts. So we'll have to see exactly what he does in this game. Ultimately, I'm not getting to any player props here. We just talked about Yelich. Yes, he had 5 hits yesterday, but that makes me want to stay away even more. When a player gets 5 hits, maybe the next day. This game has a very low scoring feel to it. So ultimately going to stay off. Nobody's really consistent enough recently for me to take. So this game will be another pass. Brewers -0.5 first 5 and Brewers run line. A lot of plays for Robert. There you go. Yes, I do like Milwaukee in this game. Um, Obviously, they're the much better team overall. Just not interested in going against Crochet the way he's pitched. So we'll pass this game. Oakland Athletics and Atlanta Braves here in this one. I hate to pass again, but we're passing again here in this one. Brooks on the mound, Aaron Brooks on the mound for Oakland. 0-2 with a 3.63 ERA in 3 starts. His last game against Houston, 9 hits, 1 earned run. Colorado, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. Houston again, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. So he's giving up a bunch of hits recently. Um, Not as much runs, obviously. So he is getting himself out of trouble at some points. Chris Sale on the mound for Atlanta. Um, in his last 7 games, he's 7-0 with a 1.17 ERA. He's won 7 straight starts. His last start, 4 hits, 1 earned run against Pittsburgh. Back-to-back starts before that, he gave up no runs at all. 3 starts before that, he gave up no runs at all. And in his last 6 starts, he's given up 3 earned runs total. Chris Sale is just pretty much close to perfection right now for the Atlanta Braves. So that's definitely one bright spot for them. Obviously, they're injured team when it comes to pitching. Obviously, Acuna is out for the season, so Atlanta has some issues, but Chris Sale has not been one of them. Miguel Andujar, right now, the Oakland Athletics' most consistent batter, is 0 for 8 against Sale. These guys haven't really faced him much. So ultimately, we're going to stay off Oakland props against Chris Sale. I have no interest in going against a guy who's won 7 starts in a row. Has given up like nothing, basically. And the Atlanta Braves, their offense is just inconsistent. The Braves are just inconsistent right now. So ultimately, this is going to be another pass. There are other spots on the slate I like better. So we will move on along to the Texas Rangers and the Miami Marlins. Here in this game, Lorenzen on the mound for Texas, 2-3 with a 3.35 ERA. In his last 3 starts, he's going 6 to 7 innings, only giving up 2 to 3 hits, 1 to 2 earned runs, 4 to 6 strikeouts. His issue has been walks. He's been walking 3 to 4 batters in the last 3 starts. So other than the walks, he's doing pretty well heading into this game. Miami got the win yesterday, and Miami's winning games, surprisingly. Ryan Weathers has been excellent for Miami, giving up 1 run total over his last 3 starts. Previous to that, he'd been getting hit. He'd been giving up anywhere from 3 to 6 earned runs before that. And had given up a home run in 5 games in a row previous to this stretch. The 1 earned run he gave up against Milwaukee was a home run. So he's susceptible to the home runs, Ryan Weathers, and is playing very well right now. But I think Corey Seager can get to him today. So Corey Seager, a hit in 13 games in a row, a home run in 7 of his last 9, multiple bases in 9 of his last 10. We're going with the half unit on Corey Seager over 1.5 bases and a quarter unit on the home run. 3 for 11 against Weathers with 2 doubles and a home run. Corey Seager is a lefty, but he hits lefties pretty much just as good as he hits righties. He doesn't really have lefty-righty split weakness as other players do. So, hey, we're going back to Seager one more time here in this game. See if he can keep things going. Leody Taveras, 1 for 2 against Weathers. Leody Taveras hasn't been playing that badly either. So potentially you could look at him if you wanted someone else. And then the Marlins' most hottest hitters have not had success against Lorenzen. Chisholm 1 for 6 with a double. Berger 0 for 5. Bell 9 for 29. So not the best numbers there for those guys. We'll move on along to our next game. The Washington Nationals and the Cleveland Guardians. Here in this game, we have Mitchell Parker on the mound for Washington. 4-2 with a 3.45 ERA on the season. And he's been really consistent in his recent starts. He's giving up anywhere between 5 to 7 hits, 2 to 3 earned runs. He's given up a home run in 4 starts in a row, 1 to 2 walks. He's been very, very consistent. His last 3 starts in a row, 3 earned runs in each start, 5 hits in 2 of them, 7 hits in the other. And as I said, a home run in 4 games in a row. So he's not getting smashed, but he is consistently giving up hits and runs. Now he has to face this Cleveland Guardians team, who now has the 3rd best offense against left-handed pitchers, with a very strong OPS, tied for 3rd. They've had success against lefties this season. Ben Lively on the mound for Cleveland, 4-2 with a 2.80 ERA on the season. He's won 3 starts in a row and 4 of his last 5. He's been consistent, giving up 1 to 3 earned runs, 2 to 3 walks in most starts, 4 to 6 hits. He did give up 8 hits in his only loss was against the White Sox. 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks over 5.2 innings. So other than that, he's been great in recent starts. Looking at player props here, Abrams is going cold a bit. Really, the 3 hottest players right now are starting to go cold a bit. So none of them have faced Lively. Don't really want to get involved with Washington Nationals props here. And when it comes to Cleveland, we're obviously going back to David Fry. As I said on yesterday's show, leads the team by far against left-handed pitchers. Not taking him for a home run, although I probably should, but taking him for a half unit on multiple bases, quarter unit for an RBI, and then do like his hit as a parlay piece. As I said, Parker has been giving up a home run in each start. Fry leads the team against lefties, so if you want to look at the home run, you could do that as well. But I'm sticking with the over 1.5 bases and RBI for David Fry in this game. Cleveland run line plus 135. I like it. Terry, hey Jay Stone, I'm listening from behind. Hey, no problem. No problem. You'll just talk about games that we've already talked about. That's okay. It's all good. We'll move on along to our next game, which is the Minnesota Twins heading to, they're already in Houston, facing the Astros in this game, and Minnesota with the win yesterday, the 6-1 win against Blanco, handing him his first loss on the season, which really surprised me because he's been excellent. Today, Joe Ryan's on the mound for the Twins. He is coming off back-to-back wins, going 7 innings in both, giving up 1 earned run total against Washington and KC. Now facing this Houston Astros offense, which is better. Obviously, a stronger offense here. Framber Valdez on the mound for Houston. His last start, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, and a loss against Seattle. Before that, 10 hits, 8 earned runs, and a loss against the Angels. he struggled in back-to-back starts against the Angels and Seattle. So two offenses that are not that strong. Minnesota um, also has a strong offense against left-handed pitchers. Jose Miranda 0 for 3 against Valdez, so we'll stay away from him. But we will go with Carlos Correa. I like his hit for a parlay piece, half unit over 1.5 bases, and a quarter unit on the RBI. 2 for 4 with a double against Valdez. And then Ryan Jeffers, um, who was red hot earlier on in the season. If you've been watching the show, we bet on him for a while. Then he went ice cold. But back to back games, he's got multiple bases, home 2 home runs in the one start. So we'll take him here. I like him quarter unit on the home run, 1 for 5 with a home run against Valdez, over 1.5 bases, a half unit. I also like his hit for a parlay piece here. And then for Houston, um, right now it's Alex Bregman. He's got a hit in 4 games in a row, a home run, multiple bases, and RBI in 3 of his last 4. So he's been doing great recently for the Astros. 3 for 7 against Joe Ryan with a double and a home run. So we'll take Bregman over 1.5 bases here, which I believe was like plus 145. So that's a great price for Bregman in this spot. Yes, Ryan's pitching well, but Bregman's had success against him. He comes into this game pretty hot recently, so we'll take him over 1.5 bases. Twins first 5 money line. All right, all right. What site is this? Covers? No, this is my personal spreadsheet. Mom Who Bets. Anyone who is interested in seeing the spreadsheet, the link is in the description below. So a description of the YouTube video. So just head on over, click on it, and you can see all these stats for yourself. I update it daily, so take advantage of it and take a look. But we'll move on along to our next game here. San Diego Padres facing the Kansas City Royals. Here in this game, Joe Musgrove on the mound for San Diego, 3 and 4 with a 5.66 ERA. Although he's been better recently. 6 hits, 1 earned run in his last start against the Yankees. 3 hits, 1 earned run against Cincinnati. 4 hits, 2 earned runs against Cincinnati. But Cincinnati's offense has not been anything near what I expected them to be this year. But he did have the good start against the Yankees. So that's good. For the Royals is Alec Marsh. Coming off a rough start against Minnesota and his last start, 5 hits, 5 earned runs in the loss, 7 innings pitched. But for some reason, Kansas City really struggles against Minnesota. Their interdivision rival. They just struggle against them for whatever reason. Kansas City tried to come back yesterday, was unable to. And all of these guys had great nights for the Padres. Really, their whole lineup had a great night. So, looking at it here, we're not going to get to any props here in this one for San Diego, at least. Looking at the Royals, we're going to go with Bobby Witt Jr. Over half an RBI just for a quarter unit, which he's done in 10 of his last 12 games. 1 for 3 against Musgrove. I also like Witt Jr. to get a hit as a parlay piece. He's been consistent 13 of his last 14 games. And then Pasquantino here has been very good recently, but I don't want to overload on props here in this game just because Musgrove has been playing well recently. But I do like Witt Jr. to get an RBI in this game at some point. Lean Padres first 5 money line. Okay, I can see that. Love Braves first to score minus 160 is a parlay piece. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't probably in the bottom of the first, right? Minus 118 for Padres' first 5. All right, best of luck. We'll move on along to our next game, the Arizona Diamondbacks and the New York Mets. Here in this game, and for Arizona, on the mound is Slade. Sony? Probably definitely pronouncing that wrong, so I apologize to Slade. Um, he has not had a very good stretch recently. He's lost back-to-back games against Cincinnati and the LA Dodgers. 5.2 innings against Cincinnati, 7 hits, 6 earned runs. 5 innings against the Dodgers, 6 hits, 6 earned runs. So he's given up 6 earned runs in back-to-back starts, which definitely is one of the reasons why he's 1-4 with a 6.12 ERA on the season. Now he's facing the Mets here. Sean Manaea on the mound for the Mets, 3-1 with a 3.16 ERA in 10 starts. He's been decent for the Mets. 4 to 5 hits his last 3 starts, 1 to 2 runs, 1 walk, 4 to 6 strikeouts. He's been consistent, and he's pitched well for the Mets here. And looking at this game, we're going to go with Francisco Lindor. If it ain't broke, don't fix it right now. 10 games in a row with a hit, multiple bases in 7 of his last 10. He's been playing very well for the Mets. And now he gets to face this Sisoni, who's having a rough go recently. So I like Lindor to get multiple bases here in this game. Because I was on the home run yesterday and he didn't cash, and I'm not on the home run today, you probably know what's going to happen. He's probably going to hit a homer, but that's okay. We'll take him over 1.5 bases at plus money. Actually, no, sorry. I think Lindor, I believe, is the only prop today that's not plus money for me. Let me quickly go check. Of course, for people wanting to know the odds, I go through a recap at the end of the show. Yes, Lindor is not the only player prop. There's one other, but minus 104 for Lindor over 1.5 bases here in this game. More Brewers in Cleveland, Robert? Thumbs up? Yes, thumbs up. Brewers should be easy. Nothing's easy in baseball unless your team smashes somebody like 11-0, then that's easy. But how about Chris Sale versus the Athletics? Yeah, he's been great. I went over his numbers here, but Atlanta is what minus 300 in this game. So if you want to back Atlanta, their run line is minus 140. There's absolutely no way I could possibly do that at all. Way too big of a favorite here in this game for a team that has not been consistent enough. So no, no, not from a side perspective. Maybe look at the team total under for Oakland. Maybe can find something there. Pass. Dodgers choked on a minus 300 line yesterday. Yep, so Braves could do the same. They could do the same. Should have faded Maeda yesterday during the Detroit-Boston split after Detroit spanked game 1. Yes. We'll move on along to our next game here. Detroit Tigers and the Boston Red Sox here in this game. I'll be quick here. It's a pass for me. Detroit, Reese Olson. You got to feel bad for the guy. He's 1-5 on the season. So if you just look at wins losses, you think, oh, this guy's having a rough season, but he's not. 1.92 ERA in 10 starts. Over his last 7 starts, 1.13 ERA. So he's been excellent. Just hasn't got a lot of run support. Is coming off his first win against Toronto. 3 hits, no earned runs in his last start. Previous start against Kansas City, 5 hits, 1 earned run. Previous start against Miami, 3 hits, no runs, no walks in 8 innings. So Reese Olson, you cannot ask for anything more from him. But you need to ask Detroit to score some runs for the guy because he deserves a lot better. Cooper Criswell, 2-2 with a 4.19 ERA on the season. His last start against Baltimore, 7 hits, 7 earned runs. That was not a good start. 6 hits, 2 earned runs before that. 4 hits, 3 earned runs in the start before that. So he's got hit a bit recently. Looking at this Detroit Tigers team, maybe you could look at Vierling here in this one. That would be the only play I would look at. But ultimately, staying off this game. Other games I like more. We're going a little bit lower volume today than we did yesterday. Owen likes the Orioles on the run line. Yeah, well, I can't talk you off that. Owen, how are you feeling about the Orioles? A lot of pitching injuries for the Orioles. So, are they going to have to give up a couple good prospects to get some pitching? We'll have to see. But moving on along to the next game here, LA Angels and the Seattle Mariners here in this one. Angels Reed Detmers on the mound, 3-5 with a 5.76 ERA. His last start, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and a loss against Cleveland was actually a decent start because his previous starts before that, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 8 hits, 4 earned runs. So he's been getting hit. He's been giving up runs. But now he's facing this Mariners team who, yes, they scored 5 in the 5-4 win yesterday, but their offense hasn't been strong overall on the year. Bryce Miller on the mound for Seattle. 5 hits, 2 earned runs in his last start and a win. Previous 2 starts before that, 5 to 6 hits, 5 to 4 earned runs, both losses against Baltimore and the Yankees. So overall, he's been getting hit. Both players have been getting hit here in this game. And let me bring it up here and take a look at what the over is looking like. It just scares me with Seattle. 7. Whoa. There's sevens. Sevens and 7.5s. I could only look at the over here in this game, especially at a 7, but haven't got to anything here in this game yet. But that 7 is catching my eye. Both pitchers have struggled. Overall, the Angels, nobody's really had much success against Miller. However, Ward and Pilar haven't faced him yet. Renifo 1 for 3 against him. For the Mariners, they've all faced Detmers a lot, being division rivals. Rodriguez 3 for 6, a double and a home run. France 3 for 13, a double and a home run. Crawford 6 for 15 with a double. But as you can see, the hottest hitters aren't that consistent. 4 of 6 multiple bases, 3 of 6, 4 of 7. I'm going to stay away from this game. But if I was getting to anything, it would have to be the over 7 in this game. I think that total's a bit too low, but these offenses scare me. They scare me. Great show, all ears and writing things down. Awesome, Real Deal Prime. Nice to see you. Dodgers in Texas, major choke job yesterday. Do either win game 2? Well, with very bad games the game before, you could look at both to bounce back today. Or is it today Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Seattle day? Lots of questions, lots of teams out there you could look at today. Mariners first 5 -0.5. All right, all right. I wonder what the first 5 over would be in this game with a total of 7. Oh, 4s are 4.5s. There's a couple 3.5s out there, -135, but ultimately not going to get there. So this game's a pass. But I do have plays coming up here, starting with this game. Cincinnati Reds and the Chicago Cubs here in this one. For Cincinnati, it is for Cincinnati, Hunter Green, 3-2 with a 3.06 ERA on the season. Hasn't been awful lately. 4 to 5 hits, 1 to 2 runs, 1 to 2 walks, 5 to 8 strikeouts. So he's been kind of consistent recently, but he is giving up hits. As I said, 4 to 5, a couple home runs or a couple earned runs in each start. And on the mound for the Cubs is Justin Steele, 0-2 with a 4.45 ERA. Was getting absolutely lit up, but then was great in his last start against Milwaukee when he went against Robert Gasser. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. So Steele looked a lot more like the Justin Steele we all expect from recent seasons. In his last start, we'll see how he looks here in this one. For Cincinnati, nobody that I'm taking here. Spencer Steer, 3 for 6 with a double and a triple. So he has had success against Steele, but not quite consistent enough for me. Ian Happ has got a hit in 7 of his last 10 games. He's 2 for 6 with a double and a home run against Hunter Green. But to get a hit, he's -1. I got -118 just for Ian Happ to get a hit. So that's another rare player prop that's not plus money. 0.59 unit to win a half unit, -118 for Ian Happ to get a hit. Obviously, as I just showed you here, or as you can see on the screen, he has had success against Green. He's playing pretty well recently. I think he should be -140, -150 to get a hit. So we'll take him here. Yes, Bellinger, bad game yesterday. He screwed us, but can't hold grudges because that's how you miss out on things. 6 of his last 7 games, he has a hit. I'll take him for a hit as a parlay piece. Multiple bases in 5 of 7 games. We'll take that for a half unit. He's 3 for 4 with a home run against Hunter Green. So Bellinger, you're due for a bounce back game after your last game, and we'll be watching you because if you don't do anything here, then you might be off the spreadsheet altogether. We'll watch. We'll watch and see what happens here. Arizona, Cincinnati, Mets, Cubs, White Sox, bottom of the barrel teams. Cubs base running coach screwed us yesterday during ninth inning rally. Yes. Ellie De La Cruz stolen base for plus money. Stolen base hit. Oh yeah, it hit. Yes. Yeah, I know you've been playing it. I know you have. Yeah, I was on the Cubs yesterday. X. Yeah, hey, it's gonna happen. A possible rain in Chicago pass. Rain likely. All right, all right. So maybe that's why the price is how it is for Ian Happ, but I'll still take it at -118. Of course, all my plays are locked in already, so they're all locked in. Going on along, St. Louis Cardinals and the Philadelphia Phillies here in this game. Sonny Gray on the mound for the Cardinals. Ranger Suarez on the mound for Philadelphia. Gray 7-2 with a 2.60 ERA. Suarez 9-1 with a 1.75 ERA. Both pitchers have pitched great this season. Ultimately, this game is another game we're staying off. Phillies bats not that consistent the last couple of games. Both of these players, Realmuto and Schwarber, have not had a ton of success against Sonny Gray. Schwarber 3 for 20, but a double and a triple. 2 triples for Realmuto, 3 for 14. If I was getting to anything, it would be Realmuto here. But with these 2 pitchers on the mound and with the other games on the slate, this was a game that was easy for me to stay off. So passing. Great pitching matchup. Exactly. And when there is a great pitching matchup, not necessarily a game you want to look at for player props. So we will go on along to the next one. And now we're on to the 2 night games. So there's 2 late games, and I have a pick in both. So this one here, we've got Cody Petit on the mound for the Yankees. Only had 1 start against Cleveland, 6 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and a win. against Cleveland. But other than that, that's it for him. So he'll be looking to repeat that here in his second start. Logan Webb on the mound for San Francisco. 4-4 with a 2.74 ERA on the season in 12 starts. Last game against the Mets, 3 hits, no earned runs. Previous to that against Pittsburgh, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. The win against the Dodgers, 3 hits, no earned runs. So he's been great, Logan Webb. And he's been especially great at home. 3-1 with a 1.03 ERA in 5 starts. He's been great, but still going to take a player prop against him. Technically, 2, as you can see here. Aaron Judge, back-to-back games, he's got a home run. 1 for 3 with a home run against Webb. Yes, Webb has been pretty much perfect at home, but eventually he is going to give up some runs. And this is a player in Aaron Judge that can hit a home run against anybody. And he's shown that he can do it against Webb. He's shown that he can do it in back-to-back games. After having a really hot streak, going cold for a few games, he's heating up again. So we're going to take him for a home run, quarter unit, half unit on the over 1.5 bases. I don't have him listed here for a hit as a parlay piece. The reason being, Aaron Judge is a player that Webb could look to walk to try to avoid, and also, like I said, Logan Webb has pitched great, so we're not going to overload here, but we will take over 1.5 bases and home run. Nobody for San Francisco. Obviously, none of them have faced Petit before. Not as much consistency as I'd like here. So ultimately, just 2 plays. Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases and home run in this game against Logan Webb. Aaron Judge, 8 home runs, 14 RBIs in last 13 with a slugging percent over 1. Yeah, he's been just great. The new big unit, the Judge. Yeah. We'll look to him, and yes, he's facing a tough pitcher, but we'll look for him to hit Logan Webb, which not many people are able to do. Final game of the night before we get to the NHL, Colorado Rockies, LA Dodgers here in this game. And yes, as you can see, the same with Cody Bellinger. I'm not holding grudges here heading into today's slate. Freeman did not have a good game yesterday, as Cody Bellinger did not have a good game yesterday. We got Cal Quantrill on the mound for the Rockies. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers. Freeman, 4 for 9 with 2 doubles against Quantrill. We're going to go back to Freeman again. Over 1.5 bases, which he's done in 4 of his last 6 games. Staying off Will Smith, as I've said in previous shows, I want Will Smith against a lefty because he has great numbers against lefties, much better than right-handed pitchers. So we'll look for Smith when a lefty's on the mound. The rest of this Dodgers offense has not been consistent. This Dodgers team has not looked like the team I thought they were going to be this year with all the firepower they have. So that being said, we will take Freeman again here in this game. He's had good numbers against Quantrill. And the Dodgers are minus 325 again today. Shake my head. Yeah, you don't have to get involved with the side, as I'm not. I do have 2 sides on today's slate, both available at picksandparlays.net in the description below. 2 sides for today. But before we get to the end of the show, we will go over to the NHL and look at Game 6 tonight between the New York Rangers and the Florida Panthers here. Florida getting the win in the last game and now can clinch their ticket to the Stanley Cup final in back-to-back years with the win here against the Rangers. Both teams going under recently. We have seen draws recently between these teams. Past history, heavy overstreak heading into this playoff series, but that's not continued. The Rangers, big guns, Kreider and Zibanejad finally got in the score sheet in the last game, but it was not enough. It was not enough for the New York Rangers. Looking at this game here, I'm not getting involved in a side. Florida minus 160. Um, I would have to take the puck line or in regulation, um, which I'm not confident in doing with the overtimes we've seen in this series. The Rangers at plus 145 is appealing. The issue, though, is that I think the Rangers are in big trouble uh, in this series. So obviously they have to win the next two. They've got to win back-to-back games here against the Florida Panthers, who have been the better team in this series. So ultimately, we're not getting to a side. We're not getting to a total. Yes, we've seen very low-scoring games, but this is an elimination game for the Rangers. We could see the empty net at the end of this game. And there, after the first two games going under, I considered taking the under in game three, passed, and luckily I did pass because it was the only high scoring game of this series. Um, I don't want to get involved with the under here. I just don't. So, no side or total. When it comes to player props, you guys probably know where we're going here in this one. Give me Alexis Lafreniere to score a goal, plus 310 at FanDuel. I also like him as a point for a parlay piece. He's been the consistent Ranger in recent games, and we'll take him to score a goal here at a nice plus price again in this one. For the Florida Panthers, and you know what? Actually, I didn't take it yesterday. I didn't take it last game, and I'm taking it this game. Gustav Forsling over half a point. So we'll do a live edit here. Half unit there. Gustav Forsling over half a point. I'm seeing it at plus 130 at most spots, plus 142 at FanDuel. So I will place that right after the show, but I'll put it in for the recap. Half unit, plus 142, Gustav Forsling over half a point. Great price for something he's done in 5 of his last 6 games. So I will take him here as soon as the show is done. I'm pulling the trigger on that. Sam Bennett point, plus 118. That's a decent plus price. A Reinhardt goal, plus 140. Barkov assist, minus 143. Kachuk assist, plus 100. Under 5.5 still looks good. We'll have to check line movement 5 hours from now. All right. A Vragi goal over 3.5 shots. Gustav Forsling 2+ shots and goal parlay with the Brewers money line. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what to do. Panthers money line or minus 1.5 or wait and lie bet. Well, to each his own, but I don't play minus 160s, and that's what the Panthers are. I would never recommend anyone to play a minus 160. So if you're asking my opinion, I would probably wait. If you want to sprinkle on the run line pregame, and then maybe live bet it. Forsling or Barkov for MVP future? Question mark. That's a very interesting question. Haven't looked at the numbers for MVPs, but probably should. Plus 136 for your parlay. All right, I like it. But we will take this down for a second. Picks and parlays. You can get my premium exclusive plays. As I said, I have 2 MLB sides available on the site in the description below. Use code Lenny20, get 20% off either of those plays, or both if you want to get both together. But we will jump into the recap here of today's show and go over all of today's plays. Actually, let me refresh. So the Forsling point will be back here. First game of the day that we're playing is the Tampa Bay Baltimore game. Gunnar Henderson, home run plus 450. Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 bases, plus 117. Corey Seager, home run plus 525. Corey Seager over 1.5 bases plus 145. Fry over half an RBI plus 150. Fry over 1.5 bases plus 123. Bregman over 1.5 bases plus 155. Jeffers over 1.5 bases plus 150 and a home run plus 550. Carlos Correa over 1.5 bases plus 123 and RBI plus 200. Bobby Witt Jr. RBI plus 155. Lindor over 1.5 bases minus 104. Ian Happ over half a hit minus 118. Bellinger over 1.5 bases plus 148. Gustav Forsling over half a point plus 142. Alexis Lafreniere anytime goal plus 320. Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases plus 100 to get a home run plus 375. And then Freddie Freeman over 1.5 bases plus 125. This Dallas to win this series bet that I placed a while ago is looking in big trouble. And yes, you can get Dallas big plus money heading into their next game, but I'm going to stick with the futures I have and hope to heck that the Stars can get back. But they did not look good. They did not look good. So I'll be rooting for them, but didn't look good. But that's today's show. Thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. No show on Sundays. I take Sundays off. So if you want to see tomorrow's player props, check the spreadsheet, the Google Doc, which I brought up on screen for the shows. It's in the description of the YouTube channel. So go take a look at it. And tomorrow morning, when lines are out, I'll be putting all my plays in there. So you can check those out if you want to tail me on tomorrow's plays, or if you just want to see the stats and make your own plays. It's available on the spreadsheet, free of charge, in the description below. Make sure to share out the show if you have social media. If you would like, I would really appreciate it. Helps the show grow. Hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the content. And we'll see you guys on Monday for another episode. Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, MLB and NHL trends and betting picks. Thanks for watching and best of luck today, guys.